Good evening, everybody. All right, Dad, you want off the timer now? Yep. All right, see you when I get home. Good evening, all. Welcome to the live stream for Sunday, April 21st, 2024. And today's sunset is 8:08 p.m., 7:08 p.m. on Standard Time. So, just off, just leaving my house. Waiting for the internet to switch to LTE. So we're just on our way to Pinehurst again. Another live stream. Our whole trip to Pinehurst. But just annoying me, but COVID numbers are already on the rise in most recent provinces, including what we. And I realized that's horrible. Honestly, I think we're getting beyond the telescope here. You know what? Here, telescope. I don't think my telescope will wake up, but I don't wanna. I have a feeling like I may have to switch back to the computer, but it doesn't matter. The data warning. I feel like it's gonna be paying a lot more to get me unlimited data. Uh, I don't care about my live stream. We're already one continuous stop. And I'm one of two options. I mean, here. One continuous stop. COVID number. Well, having with us is are already here. And me. But this isn't try. Trying to hope it's over again. But starting maybe signal that could be your station to create top one back over, but the BA2 of Omicron very confusing. Is in this market. We're already in spring and it's sort of being big. Well, that I don't read every day, so what we're probably doing is You don't do this every day because, or you remember, there are a lot of students up here. There's only one that's okay, but when we have multiple around, I say Jeff, Brian, and I have people like Jeff, Brian. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So the question really does become, how long should I be doing these live streams? And I've done a lot of these live streams. And yeah, that's better than the 50% better than all the live. I did a few live streams like this in the past. A few live streams I did in this in the past, like where I've done a lot of walking streams here. But sunset streams, we're already in the midst of doing a lot more because there's a sunset, but I think the weekend, I think in the evening, I think in the evenings are okay, but problem really is doing these live streams here is there there's this soccer game here that takes place here. And I don't know if this is quite favorable, however, it's not quite as favorable for soccer right now. I think it's a little bit cooler. That would be considered one of the coldest April games. And I feel like we switch probably into the neutral phase now. We're no longer really seeing actually El Nino persisting. I think we got 100% down back to neutral or even like neutral Enzo, which is right there everything was when when the La Nina were last year at the same time we're also in a neutral setup. All the CEO and that stuff. But I feel like one thing I do want to tell everybody is that this is a full-on sign that we left the leaders, we had dinner, we have to have our dinner. So the question really does become, we're in summer but we're in technically April, we're gonna be in May eventually, and then I won't be doing a live stream, but it makes even more sense because even though it might drive up our data, it makes more sense because it doesn't run out of space. So there were extremely crazy for the time of year now where I like live streaming. So we can just keep doing it. I think the real problem really does come down to is if I have a job, I don't think I'm going to be able to hear many of these walks. I'll still come out here and we'll hear them a few times. So the question does become, since I'm not really a student here at Pioneer anymore, and now that in quite a long time, big question becomes not quite warm as it was the last week, I probably keep an eye out for this. Yeah, so soccer game. I think we're in the time of year now where we're in April. Soccer season is still going strong. I think. What the heck? What? When does everything? I remember when soccer, and we're gonna have to watch it. You soccer right recently. It hasn't been particularly uh, warm. Meaning it hasn't been really warm. Despite the wind, it hasn't been really warm. The last thing I have noticed is that it hasn't been really cold enough this year. In the winter, we're already starting to see. Uh, so as a result of that, all cold weather is occurring later in the year. Big problem really is cold enough that hopefully they're not doing this. Or if we are, we're gonna probably have to leave the me if we wind up ending the live stream here. And the fact that maybe Saturday night is places a lot quieter. I think we're kind of into the spring. It's not winter anymore. We're in spring now. A lot of people are probably gonna be every week. Probably gonna be every week. Unless it rains. Except for when it rains. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's not quieter. It might be a lot of the time. Once again, I also problem really is that we have a lot of cars here outside side here. And I think we're gonna probably be dealing with it all the way through until September. September maybe and probably even until maybe September, maybe even October. And this is last week. Yeah, brutal. That in the money. We're not in September anymore. We're not in April right now. I think we are in April, but it get cold in April too. I think it's to get cold. May was a little bit colder as well, but I think I would probably say even May was a little bit colder as well, but that followed by a very, very, very warm spring that year. Talking about. Big problem is in forcing, but I think one thing that's off these people are is so almost into May or April or nearing May. You know what? This year's almost over because you have I we have only a few months left of this first year and then holiday. And I have a lot of summer plans coming up. I have the yak camp and then probably won't be doing very many much on that front this year. Uh, I think for this summer, it's gonna be quite lower in terms of the number of weeks. I'm probably not gonna even be going for the whole summer this year. I think I'm only going for July and August. But it's gonna be the overall number of the rules. Like, yeah, the number army lifestyle. I was just talking about how the weather is not been quite favorable. No, uh one thing I have noticed that it hasn't been really cold enough this year. Lately, there's a lot of snow. And I think they're always sort of water. This is okay. Uh, generally, we're getting kind of feel wet. Uh, These kind of things, we could end up being the highest COVID numbers in the year this time of the year in about 2 years. Maybe in 2020, maybe last year, maybe even 2022. If we, if there have been talks about even exceeding 2023 or maybe being on par with it, uh, if we are technically in the endemic stage of it now. A lot of people are concerned because the weather at this time of the year is really good for walking. Uh, the problem is if we're having some like curves of rain, we have to cut these walks short. So, or if it's be too hot, but not. But I think the big problem really does become is if we start to have a really serious heat wave here in our area, much like we saw in Washington DC, we could have a really serious problem here. Oh man, that's a lot of cloud. One thing I have noticed is just how it may have caused me to use the mic again. We're in spring, a lot more people are out. So we're into that spring sport. We're into kind of sport that people can for a long winter. It hasn't been particularly warm this year because of a thing called COVID. No, COVID and run. Uh, what they do, they revert and they shut it down. Because I really do feel like every time we try to get around the rules, they're just gonna get mad. They're gonna fight us. And then now I think the first time they've extended it to 6 months. And I think Okay, yeah, we're talking with it. And we do have another silly one. I think the big problem with me is that yeah, am I in danger of it? That summer plan, I think a lot of people are watching nervous for you. Thinking, I'm reality is if I empire up permanently, the hooky the hand or is in our hand here. And my last day probably going to be like yak. It's probably I'm already starting to get my summer plans going. It's April. Normally I start getting my summer plan going and start planning in May, early May. I mean, unlike last year, it didn't quite matter, but usually May, the end of April, early May, when I start my planning, planning, and I start doing my winding down the year and start planning for the off season. But that's when I started up for the yak camp for, for my school away from school and he used to have his camp. But probably could be the last year. We had to we were and very obvious we weren't going to be able to work ahead. We only one more year left at this camp to get a job. And mind you, I'm going to be 24. I'm going to be 21 next month in a few weeks. And I want to at least do one more year at this camp as a 21-year-old so I can able to get it all the way to 21. That we get it all the way to 21. But this could be the end. So we, I think that if this year they're gonna want blood, then I feel like this year, every year, I do go back and move away from school and everything. And but this year is not gonna be as long as previous years. I am scaling back, and I think the interest of everybody else is that the activities are no longer doing as good as they used to. Unfortunately, I think the role has shrank. Uh, in my opinion, since not a lot of my friends are doing it anymore, Colton outgrew it. Colton didn't go back last year. I think he's planning on for this year. Hayden isn't coming back. We're not talking about that because we can both sign up for we're all going to sign up for weekly. But Rio and Colton, me, but we're all going to do the Yak Talent Week together. But Colton doesn't have a talent. Colton doesn't have a talent. It's a problem, but I've really been trying everything I could, but pretty much I have pretty much no choice now. Uh, Yeah, like we don't know how much time we have left because uh, that's the problem. Because I don't have much time left in terms of doing these activities and everything. But I was going to say this in terms of my yak stuff. Unfortunately, could be done. Uh, because if I can't get my summer plan going, like I'm trying to get the plan going for the summer. Most people are getting ready to go to work, are planning on trying to make moves towards getting a job. But in my opinion, I think I'm gonna need to have something always lined up for at least the end of August or September. Then maybe by the end of the year, I'll start becoming a worker because I'm gonna be done school. Because I'm gonna be done school as of as of in 2 months. So the reality is, I got only a few months left, and then we're pretty much closing shop here. I think that there is a danger right now because even that probably gonna be done because initially I think I was gonna consider him to be permanent, but in my opinion, I don't think the public question here is now they're now it's not as big as it used to be, and I think that it's just that COVID, I think even 2022 and early 2023, and until last year, there was that whole incident that I think what Ben Cameron is actually alluding to. I think what Ben Cameron is alluding to. Hey guys, uh, I think what Ben Cameron is overall student trusting Cameron, Ben Cameron is actually alluding to was the reason why I'm thinking that he wants to stop doing the question period is that it was likely the incident last May, and that's what shifted, uh, and that's what closed the board down. That's why they ended up shutting down the board meeting for in-person attendance in June. And I think the June meeting, the meeting never be able to pause. It was paused September, until September, and uh, it, I do know that this year we haven't had very many. It hasn't been really as interesting last year. It has been the same. The characteristics are quite different. The times here in this school year is different. Uh, the times are different. It's quite different. The times are different. I think the times are overall different. It's quite different. The times are not really different. and maybe move our summer vacation. Yeah, I realize that how much plans that I don't want to lose any more plans. And it really is out there that we work that I have done camp. I did this every year from 2020 2018 through till now. I used to go to my when I was usually in here, I was doing like a lot of activity stuff, and then when here in the off season, I was going to my school away from school. Oh, my school away from school, which is this camp right here. So we're not at Heinrich. Now, going to have either a lot of these activities, not either. So, probably the quietest it's been in years. I, we haven't done really any big event. Really, no matter what. It's just been like normal tryout and canceled. Tryout. I think this year could very well be a tryout for a big event. Just about any activities was a complete tryout. Was in the NHL considered a tryout? Well, it was a very big hit for a lot of our businesses. For the board meetings, we were still able to do it, but I think what Frank Cameron was really saying that there was an inquiry, well, there was actually an inquiry into the public question periods after uh after that incident. There was actually a bit of an inquiry into these public question periods, and I think in this case, especially after the incident April, in April or in May of last year, the spring of last year, I think in yeah, I I'm thinking that a lot of people are thinking the worst case scenario here is actually making things worse. But I think there seems to be a bit of a divide. I think within the board on this, I'm thinking that what Ben Cameron kind of is alluding to, that this could clearly be a lot of problems. That this potentially compromises. And I really do feel like that whatever was happening last year, there's a lot. We may have to stop doing these. I mean, if Ben Cameron gets his way, I think there could be. I think I'm gonna kind of allude to what more in the Arsenal and Edwards are saying is that we'll have to see, because if there are any more incidents of that, I think we're going to consider getting rid of it. Because, uh, they have made it stricter because, or I guess it was a boss. They stopped. They stopped doing supplementals. I think that was a big thing. Was we're not able to do supplementals anymore, and makes me wonder if we could continue with the first action. Maybe even slightly change it. Maybe we could allow supplementals again based off of the question, but probably make it stricter that you do start going off topic. I say get them some time before really consider it. realize that we do have contingency plans to maybe start looking into other options, maybe. So I'm thinking the May meeting could be my last time. It means that if this change is passed by the governance committee and becomes law, May could be the last month where I could be able to do these questions because I think there's still a lot of people realizing that there was before May 2023, I think before May 2023, a question that really kind of makes me think that maybe my thinking has sort of changed on the public question period. So I'm thinking that maybe it is no longer really appropriate to keep it going because I think that this has been kind of a debate, especially after the incidents last spring. I feel like maybe continuing the question is kind of for now would be kind of simply saying that I would say that in the motion, hey, effective September 2024, meaning at the start of the upcoming year is when these questions are saying. I think that they were talking about maybe gradually phasing it out because now I think that this has been slowly phasing it out. And I have noticed that for a couple years of me doing these questions, I think it was like we were able to do like one question, one supplemental. I think we had a certain limit for us for where we couldn't do the two questions anymore. We can't do up to 2 or 3 questions anymore. So I think that was against the bylaw. So all 3 questions were meant for a quarter or a month. So we spread the 3 questions out over the month and quarter of September, October, November. The quarter one of the whole year. And we just spread them out throughout the whole 2021. But now we can't even do the supplementals either. So it really has me kind of thinking about this very seriously that maybe these public question periods might be just completely out pretty much because this possibly move away there might have just been mainly in my opinion just suggesting this isn't something I've really been thinking about probably a couple years now or even a year now. And if I went back to the pandemic, well, had not been had, I really feel like the public question period were probably mostly meant for to be happening here in the pandemic. And I think that maybe, especially this for me, I really feel like I really don't know. Because public question periods have been kind of good and effective in the past. I really don't feel like this is, in my opinion, I looked at some of these recent meetings, and especially the second half of the 2023. This has been probably not. Well, I don't think I've been reverting back to maybe the supplemental, and it used to be just one question, one follow up. It used to be like one question, one follow up. I think for a while we were doing two questions and one follow up. I think we went doing two questions and one follow up at one point. But I think during the pandemic year, I think there was an addendum to that policy where we're actually able to do a few questions and then one follow up. I think they kind of referred it back. They sort of reverted back to that practice in 2021. So I think it used to be, we used to actually, I think it has changed over the years. I think in my opinion, a lot of boards really are kind of finding it inappropriate because I have here, especially before 2023 public question periods, we're actually okay with, especially especially over the last then over the last year. Public questions, well, we didn't really still enjoy them to this day, but I think the reality is, last year, there was when we had the board of trustees, not the board of trustees, but the incidents where we had paused the meeting, it makes me think maybe this is not really appropriate to maybe limit the questions, but maybe having a long-term solution. Yeah, we can use anything for we have to potentially rethink how we engage with the public a lot more. And I think that with those, I really started thinking about it more 2023. Well, there wasn't, there were just a lot of people doing speeches. There were a lot of people doing speeches and stuff. So you had to restrict it, and so now I can no longer. So now they're just not as good as they used to be. Now I really feel like a lot of for our public. Well, except for me, I still enjoy them. I enjoy bringing questions forward to the board. But I want to say this: we're in May now. We're going into the last couple months of this year, but I'm thinking that there has been an inquiry into the board practices, and I think into this board recently, and that it was especially after the May meeting there it really started to have us talking. When 1 year ago, May May and May of 2023, the also changed the bylaws, revising bylaws, and I think that is abundantly clear that they may not want to continue this, and I think Ben Cameron is pretty dead serious that it's actually possibly making problems worse, and I think so my questions are actually okay, but I think that we're gonna have to come to a time eventually that these multi questions are probably going to have to stop because this isn't. There's I told you one or two things that you could stop us. One, the board bylaws, which is that, or I potentially get a job because I think that was one thing with, or now two things that could easily take that out of the way. And that's why I was like to say that this could be the last month, year, school year, where I should be able to do these question periods because it was likely due to the board bylaw changes, and I'm thinking that, and I might also be getting a job this year, so I don't know how much often if the board decides against it and decides if we're going to stay with the format that we have, then okay, at least we'll be able to maybe still do these questions, but have it read. But actually, I think a lot of people have really kind of found it kind of dangerous. And honestly, that actually kind of puts a health and safety risk too, because I think kind of violated the health and safety of, and it probably put people potentially in immediate danger. And actually, by thinking that whoever the people are doing it, you know, the health and the gallery being clear, posting in danger and whoever members of the public. Honestly, that might actually been the worst sport meeting that I probably ever watched. Honestly, that might have been the worst sport meeting I ever watched. The May 15th sport meeting. Honestly, that might have been the worst sport meeting I have ever watched, in my opinion. Honestly, that might have been the worst sport. That could have been the worst sport meeting I've ever watched, in my opinion. I'll remember a question here. I was just watching the board meeting. People answered the question, asked the question, and it was a chaos in the board. So it was not that. I think there were a lot of concerns. It used to be a one question, one follow up thing, but now can't even have that either. So earlier this school year, I will officially I can no longer now means that I can no longer do my public questions like I did last year. So it means that uh, uh, now they're not as good as they used to be. So now they're not as enjoyable as they used to be. And I think a lot of people are probably alluding to that. And I think there is some sort of a consensus that there is going to have to come a stage. Uh, we're going to have to give things up. And we're going to have to maybe give things up because basically we're probably going to be going back to old habit. Uh, because that could drive a lot more. You could start seeing anger. I think it's not a lot of. I think we're gonna see more anger on that topic from the members of the public. I think we're gonna see more anger from members of the public, and I think we're gonna see more anger on. I think we're gonna see even more backlash from the public. I think. And I don't think Ben Hammer's gonna let this sit, and I think that he will not let this man off of it. That could be a sign because maybe Linda Stone, maybe what if Linda Stone's actually serious? Because Listen, ever since your human rights policy changed, there have been a lot of that problems taking place within the 3BSD community. And now it's even impacting the transition to work program as well, because now that's that's potentially any student at risk, because cases could potentially put students potentially in danger, because I have seen and I have witnessed hush people really start feeling like, especially with a lot more violence. I think that maybe question we're only limited to some specific topics. But I think we're ready to maybe separate, and it may be time for us to maybe start looking at. We've been partners with the DDSP ever since 2020. We've been partners with the DDSP, and our radio station has been sort of partners with the board. We signed our partnership, and we've done questions of them every month on our radio station. Partnership. I think that this is the worst public question period since the partnership came into effect in 2021, and I think that we're going to have to maybe cut ties. And once our partnership expires at the end of the year, at the end of the school year, we don't have technically a partner. Because when I started going into grade 12, we started our partnership and we kind of partnered up with this word. To kind of help people like get through the pandemic. And it really helped a lot. It really showed them an impact through the pandemic. People were really starting to enjoy them. And people were enjoying me hopping onto this board meeting and just ask like questions. And people were enjoying them. And I heard from members of the public, you know what? I may not run in this election. I may not run for this board if they continue these saying. I think there could be a lot more people that are probably saying we might not run in this board. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think a lot of people are really too happy about it. I think you hear a lot of I don't want to be here. Linda Stone File did not want to be in the dip in the board. He knew how hard working. But of course he didn't want to be in the sport. Lots of people don't. I think I think you hear a lot of like I don't want to be here in the GSP. Linda Stone File did not want to be in the board of trustees. He didn't want to be a lot of people don't. And I was probably saying good. If you aren't hot violating the HODA, don't run here. And somebody saying don't come back. Okay, so if you please control your emotions, I would probably been saying Winston, will you please control your emotions? You're you're like in your 40s or 50s right now. It's time for you to listen. It's time for you to follow the rule. He refused to help. He refused to listen. you know, Brother Stone, you want to run for this board? You wanna find yourself being reelected? What are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? What? That's an absolute bad idea. Uh, having her running again, there needs to be a clear policy that you, you can't run in the next election. Yeah, Ashley Noble didn't come back. She left and never come back and back to sports. I think, no, I don't think Stone's coming back. I'm hoping this time she resigned, this time for good. This time for good this time, and time for good this time. I clearly did not want her in sport for these reasons. I felt very uncomfortable. I, and I felt really uncomfortable, and I feel kind of uncomfortable talking about, but I did not feel comfortable talking about this topic last year a lot. But now, with a lot more code conduct complaints and 9 code conduct complaints, I, I just can't ignore it anymore. And I'm finally coming out and saying this, that in the stone, if you don't interact with them, this is what's going to happen. We're going to keep filing code conduct complaints, and you're probably like, I think they're on the verge. He's pretty much not running in the car. Now, I don't think there's a guarantee she'll be running, given her track record on these code conduct complaints. I think given her track record of violating the board code of conduct, there was a hearing on the stone. I did not feel comfortable, and I think Ben Cameron too. He did not feel comfortable talking about this topic last year. Anyway, last year. I mean, I think a lot of opinions. I think a lot of the board of trustees are worried, and I think members of the public are worried because I think a lot of members of the public right now were worried, and I think, yeah, we have to maybe just continue this question. Safety really needs to come down to safety here, because safety should be one of the reasons, because you realize that had been compromised. Because I really felt like the safety of the board, of the people that were in, like you guys in the room, and other members of the public was jeopardized, and I'm thinking that it had me thinking maybe these public question periods should be changed, or either be discontinued or changed in a way where we can maybe reimagine it and discontinue it and change the way we do them, because maybe maybe not necessarily stop them. It's just we could be talking about maybe having the same limitations, but I feel like I'll still keep doing them, but I really do feel like Pat's already got a bag here, and I think time may be running out, and after 4 years, or maybe even after a few years of doing these questions, I think years of public question periods have sort of started to catch up to us that probably were thinking, well, we might continue these permanently, so we'll always keep doing them with our lawyer, we'll always maybe partners with joy, but I think the years are maybe starting to catch up to me that life is pretty much catching up to me because my years of COVID are starting to catch back up to me. And I think that the years of not being doing very much is catching up. I don't even have my activities anymore. And I really do feel like life was starting to catch up because I guess it came to a situation where we had to make the difficult decisions here. And where we had to make some difficult decisions that we did not want to have to make as an individual, as an individual student. And you have to realize that graduating grade 12 being last year and in the transition to work program now. So the question really does come down, will I be able to do a lot of these monthly questions or continue these monthly questions through March of 2024 and after this school year? I would probably say maybe after the end of the school year, that if the public question series 2 does get eliminated, probably give it have that mandate come into effect September of this year. Maybe gradually face the differences because I think the current approach is good, but I think that there's been a lot of concern around this public question period going back and leading up to, and that's why I think concerned a lot of President Cameron leading into that governance meeting. Because I think that's what kind of concerned him, President Cameron. You know, I don't think he felt comfortable even addressing this topic this last year. Because I think that there has been an inquiry in these board meetings and the way the practices have been, and I still do my questions virtually. I guess other than May where we had 13, we've had consistently low levels. I think we sort of, for the first time this year, and for the first time overall in a very long time, you know, it's been a long time actually since we've actually where we had questions and we had only just one question. And a lot of our previously only question, I'm thinking that we're probably going to be hearing more. I think we had a lot of interruptions at the last meeting, of the board, or the meeting before in May of last year. I think we're going to see more of that if we're talking about getting rid of it. Public backlash because more if this is proceeded because I don't think that the behavior, I think overall last May was completely unacceptable. I'm thinking that I felt like if I was in the boardroom, I felt like my safety would have been at risk. And that potentially is a health and safety risk. And that was why I think you guys have turned the call recess besides it's just for safety reason. I'm thinking that it does come down to the safety of the trustees. And I totally stand with Trustee Cameron, with Ben Cameron on this, and that if if we start seeing if other issues start causing chaos and it starts to interrupt the board again, I think that there might be a situation where we may have to abandon public elections as a result together, or just have to have something a system where, or the move just being a reason to only doing online questions only, virtual, virtual. So you probably will not be able to have in person. Basically taking out the in-person option altogether. Because, because during the pandemic, it wasn't an issue during the pandemic. This was not an issue in 2021 and 2022, but it's been ever since the bylaws changed in last year, we really saw a very big shift in tone from a lot of us, and to our partner. We 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 are really good partners with the board of trustees and with the EVSC dating back to 2022, back to 2021. But I think, in my opinion, we may have to potentially go on our own path right now. We maybe have to go our separate ways, and that we may be very well parting ways with the board. I think our radio station may be very right to part ways with it as of September, as of maybe this May or June. Hey, February, this is what we made the partnership. So, I know a lot of people in sport, and I made the newspaper, and we became really good partners, and we partnered up with them, the sport. And nobody in my class knew about it. No one knew about this. I completely hid it from the class. And mostly I'm trying to keep it confidential based on the human rights policy and based on I'm kind of keeping the information away from my classmates and keeping not disclosing it and making it public based on your own conduct. On the board code of conduct for members of the public, I've been keeping the information confidential from my classmates for about a year. Until that newspaper came out, and that point the secret was out. And I've been trying to keep it confidential. I told Miss Boise about it, but I only told Miss Boise. I didn't tell it in front of the class. I didn't tell it in front of the class, but when I made this school famous, if this high school really became famous because of me, and I think I kind of made this school famous, and a lot of people really enjoy seeing me at these board meetings. I attended the so we were having partnerships with the board. We actually have a partnership going with the board, and we sort of are uniting with him. So that was when that partner was actually where Eric was the sheriff before at the time when that partnership was made. The war has changed, Hair has changed hands since then. Donna Edwards, and then we quit, and then now Christine Thatcher, Christine Thatcher, Christine Thatcher. And that was the first time I think I really started being on more YouTube. And I know we had partnership with the DVSC. And we've been partners with this board since 2021. But how that partnership became made and how so and it wasn't just the student trustees, but when we had our partnership, well, we said technically it was Leia, Afia, and Logan when trustees were actually quite a lot different because a lot of people are thinking, was that Arpia? Was that one of the student trustees? But sure enough, until the end of the stream, when the mic got muted, and I said towards, and that sort came as a bit of a surprise. I mean, there was the one ending of the meeting where Brad, that was actually meant for the beginning of the meeting, for when I was doing the public questions. I was gonna have my introduction. We didn't really have an introduction because the first time I did, I was actually caught off guard because the community groups probably said the word community presentations. Which was actually the questions. Which was actually the questions. It was actually the questions because I did 3 questions for the month of January. I did 3 questions for February, and then a partnership was now going within the bylaws as well. So the partnership came together. The 4 trustees and the we secure the state partnership to keep this going. And this is where we sit today. And partnership with our radio station and our radio station and the radio station sat still and today, but it really looks like we could be looking at the end of that partnership, and we could be going under, and we may have to wind up discontinuing our operations, and that we might be discontinuing our operations here at our radio station. As we might we will probably no longer have the ability to do these questions after doing these for 6 months, for 3 or 4 for 3 years now, and this is my 4th year. I think you have to have this where the partnership with this board. If we were kind of starting to talk about the future in a sense, in-person meetings have resumed, that we would keep doing these for now, but in the long term, but we were thinking about in the long term, in the long term, if ever we're going to have to continue these in the long term, and we can no longer and saying my circumstances, why I might have a job, am I going to have an education, a job, getting a job, kind of thing. So, then once all the COVID restrictions were dropped, and once all the COVID restrictions were dropped, and in-person meetings started to resume in the summer 2022, we were beginning to have talks of wonder about the future of these public election periods and see how we can still do these meetings with the in-person, with both virtual and in-person. Uh, uh, and this was especially apparent when the restrictions were lifted in the spring of 2022. But we were kind of going to have to address the future of this partnership. uh, I don't think we don't have the license beyond this year, beyond this current year. We don't have the license beyond this year. And I think our license license expires in June of this year, which will be our last board meeting before summer holiday, but before the summer holiday. And even with practice, we have like a month off for the org meeting. It was right when we can definitely be a bit of a partnership. I think a lot of members of the public are actually asking if I could even run for board of trustee in the upcoming municipal election, which would be 2026. Since there was a lot of people thinking there was a lot of talk of me running in this 2020. Had not been for the transition to work program, there definitely would have been talks from people at Pinewood and members of the public of me potentially running as a trustee in the upcoming municipal election. Because I think the heart, so if that was the case, our partnership would be discontinuing if I was going to be running as a trustee proper with the sport. Because I was a student here at this school from 2017 through 2023. And I think a lot of people here would really support a run. Seeing if Toronto might run in the a lot of people really do encourage me. We was a former SEC member now. And now I don't have the protective barrier anymore. And really, without that protective barrier, career. I think that's Tony. Oh yeah, partnership. And we've been partners especially with this for since 2024, 2021. And will probably be the end of an era for us. And we may be shutting down the radio station here. And I might be talking about potentially shutting down the radio station here. I remember 2021 and remember when we had partner. But now let's play the Warriors pretty much on a slippery slope here. The slope that a lot for us to complete throwing more. Yeah. But we the the problem believe the the believe yeah, a lot of trees in September it was like Grandpa Ian not been feeling so well and not been coming down with cancer. I still think that he's at a lower risk of passing away right now. I don't see, you know it's early. You know it's especially early signal here that things are not going well. Thinking probably gonna pass away. I don't know right now. I just don't see it right now as it being as serious that if he's within his dying, if he's passing away, if he is, if it's really starting to feel like it. Yeah, his health really. We didn't know how much time he had left, particularly over these last couple of years. But his health getting worse. Like his health was getting worse. His PSA levels started to go up around about. But I tell you, this last it has just been really difficult right from the gate, but this school year right from the gate, but September we had a lot of things in September. We went on the Brewery Transit thing because a lot of lots we started talking with the guy a lot more. There's a lot of good things were going on the last year. And I guess outside of school really was essentially a really good year overall, but in terms of inside, it's generally not been the same. I think it's really kind of difficult that we're just gonna have to let this go. I don't want to wind up moving on. Or else I finally accepted that this year is just simply not gonna happen. It's just simply there's no way that we were gonna be able to. And we tried attending all these board meetings and everything. We've been doing everything we could. It's just haven't really been, and we just haven't been as active as last year. And oh, it was just boring. Like, where I was just going to school, where I was just going to school, enjoying my time in the board and everything, and it, it just has not been producing very much. I mean, we haven't done much at any level to plan activity, attend events, and anything. So that was one of the reasons I was brought on to that SEC team. we we could find ourselves being without activities, and we were already seeing, well, we can't, we may see a bit of a blip in December and again in spring, but we haven't had either that any or any better, and where it's just, honestly, man, this could very well be quite, eh, it's never been this quiet in a long time. And for the first time, probably in a very long time, really, other than the COVID year, I guess really where I have not been able to attend any events, period, except for when I was on SAC, except for when I was on SAC, when we were mostly virtual for SAC, but we we haven't done much. We have not met a lot of our expectations this year. We lost generally everything. Like we lost the SAC team, and we generally were more coordinator with the board plus coordinator with the board principal council member, and also with this partnership with the board. And this is also when we started getting our partnership going with them. And our radio station started. So this is what brought the ship into a year and night film. Yeah, you had a lot less than you're putting. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we were not just SEC members. We had signed a 3-year agreement of our partnership. We were partners with the board. We had no partnership looking like with the partnership was not affected by this program switch into the transition to work program. And maybe I've not been affected just yet. We haven't seen a major impact on that before stop yet. But it could get there. But we could get there before policies change. It's very clear that things have changed in like goalposts. It's like clearly things change. And we have talked about the downfall of PLP3 actually in the last month. So it's like it wasn't a downfall, it was change, but it was kind of a bit of a downfall because Nathaniel, that's Tony. So that's Tony. Uh, uh, I think he's gonna be unmodified. I don't think he's coming back on nights. Like, could still be on nights, but we probably may not be able to see him unless I'm up here during the daytime. So, I mean, I don't think we're gonna see him very much. So it could still be like really MIA or quiet quite a few months. But after that, it'll be kind of nice to start looking back at memories here. And we started doing YouTube, we started we got our partnership with DDSD. That's still going on. But in my mind, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. Well, this is it. This is the end of if you follow these 4 meetings from 2000 to so 2021 that our partnership before we were actually on very good terms. But I think Ben Cameron and I think a lot of people are really kind of addressing if the radio station would maybe discontinuing operations if we have to get a job. But this could be spelling the end of potentially the partnership. We're still going to be doing we're still partners with Ford. I really do give credit to this DSP. I want to say thank you for everything. So that was Tony. So that was Tony. Oh, it's Tony. So I don't know if him and Tony are the same age, or I don't know if Screw he is. I don't know if he's brothers with Tony because they're not. Maybe they're not really brothers, but they are similar. Because Tony and Brian, because I think in 2022, and at least he's coming back. So probably we'll start seeing him again on their evening on the afternoon. You know, Ron, Bill. We used to refer to it as Ron, Bill during the time when you were here. And Steve Land. Yeah, he said, well, that was before you started. He said, but then they brought in Doug Gilmore. But Gilmore. Hey, hi. I heard out that he had bronchitis. And I was just talking with him here, I think the other day. Talking with him here. Oh man, we're losing to Boston. Huh. Somebody went off the room. Somebody just talked. Huh. Huh. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, guys? This school really means a lot to me. No, I really have a call to say goodbye, Heinrich. Yeah, so it is kind of difficult having to say goodbye here. It's really too bad that I'm not here anymore. It's just very odd to not be at this school. So they may have taken all our memories away. I can't take the memories of me here. The stuff we did. But they can't take the memories away. Yeah. So it is kind of difficult having to goodbye this big last year. But man, 2023 kind of a transition year. I think 2024 had I moved from the school world to the working world. This has been kind of difficult. That I'm kind of very sad that I think it's sad to really say that too. And Nora and I may not, or may have to part ways with Nora. Yeah, I mean, I think kind of like the same thing Ian is. It's just probably not the time. I'm probably just not gonna have as much time. I think much like Ian, I think maybe there is some point here that Laura and I are probably already, we're still friends. It just means that maybe a difficult challenge. Possibly, I yeah, I've really seen, yeah. So it is tough to really have to let this time in my life go, but I guess it hasn't really sink into me how much time was just taken from me. And I thought we had, I thought we were eh, really ashamed that we couldn't stay here. It was really a shame that we couldn't, it was quite a bit of a shame that we couldn't continue here. So it is probably getting darker now these days. And you guys probably noticed that this time of the year, prior to the winter, uh, from early March of 2020 of this year, early till I think early January, going back for the earlier part of the year, and when I was doing these walks out here for many months, from October all the way through until early March, most of these evening walks were entirely in pitch blackness. where really had a difficult season that you might have to say goodbye to extracurricular the pilot. It was the pilot and his kids that murdered. And they murdered all the kids. And his kids and that's a place where you do not go and people who went there. Right? And moving into the spring, especially May and June, when the El Nino pretty much is over. I don't know where we are in the San Pienzo right now. We could be still technically in El Nino, but we're kind of more of a borderline now than we were starting this year. I'm thinking that it went from very strong to being neutral. And now I really feel like the atmosphere really is starting to get back into a more neutral state. And I felt like time of El Nino is just about over. And it's looking like we started to see a bit of a shift in the temperatures here. But so now going into the cycle of La Nina, the big thing is that we have something called a neutral phase. And so I'm wondering if we're gonna stay neutral or whether we're gonna be going into back toward El Nino possibly. And forecast is correct. I'm predicting maybe cool neutral to La Nina. We were cool neutral. Because people were sitting on their hands. We get hurt again. And this wasn't confusing, but uh, yeah. The hit was he went in class again, and then I go back to work again, do the hit list, start doing everything. Maybe when the hit list isn't as busy, not too busy, but there have been no shot of getting everything done. So we got section, so we did section 1 all the way to 41. Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah, I think the lights are turning on. Yeah, the lights are in the room. I think the lights are turning on. Yeah, but I think except for uh, I yeah, I I'm hoping that 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 yeah, yeah, everyone, yeah. So the COVID case numbers have been ticking up in the past couple weeks or so. Yeah, I'm finally moving into the spring. Hi, 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 yeah, 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 huh, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I think I might even try to make the light before it turns red. Yeah, hi, okay. Yeah, I've been nice doing 17.5 for a while, but gonna be going back to the home really soon for a weekend. So just slowly and then by that go into my in class day and then and I think to make my dad impressed, I actually took the 1-from-1. Which in the past it would normally work, but we made him the southern way, the southern route. We Opa, the Opa this time around. It's like that's probably gonna wonder where I am, but uh, yeah, along hotel and yeah, uh, hey, I was quite a bit of a shock that La Nina was coming on strong. And, and the one thing I do want to say is that La Nina is technically back. The last time we had a La, the last time we had La Nina, we had a really below average fire season. The fire season, the fire season was below average. Below average. It was because of that La Nina. Yeah, really, it was because of the La Nina. Yeah, when La Nina. But a lot of people are thinking La Nina is going to start to form maybe by the time we reach fall. Summer maybe in the fall. So I think we're kind of there starting to act very similar to where we were 4 years ago where the rapid transit going. The El Nino seems like we're moving the El Nino and that has so we generally entered the whole thing of La Nina. We're back to the whole thing of neutral again. We've entered a neutral thing. Yeah, there are a lot of people talking about this year transitioning into more of a La Nina, not neutral, but we're in a line. We're starting to go into a La Nina now. And, and in the La Nina category. Not anybody will want here. Or under when we are now in La Nina. Not anywhere from wants to be where everybody wants to be. Under the La Nina is even under a La Nina water currently upwelling. But a lot of people are thinking, well, it was quite a lot. It was like over La Nina water. And if I know that, I think it was for clear. The Atlantic was already, and the Atlantic was pretty much doing active. We were very strong. You know, like, I didn't know, I needed if I moderate. We ended up getting into like a, more like a strong line, you know. Yeah. So, alright guys, we're gonna hop down. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. I'll